Welcome to the space between two lines. I'm Alex Saunders, and this is a space for real, honest conversations about fertility, pregnancy loss, and the journey to parenthood. Here, we hear the stories of people navigating the highs, the lows, and everything in between. A place to feel seen, understood, and less alone. Because every story matters, and so does yours.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is a special one because we're diving into a side of fertility that isn't often spoken about, which is the male perspective. We hear a lot about the emotional and physical and mental load that women carry through IVF, pregnancy loss, and the general anxiety that sits with that. But men are on this journey too, often quietly, often unseen, and often unsure of where they fit in and how they can support their partner best. Today I'm joined by Nick, who has generously offered to share his experience of standing beside Alex through fertility treatment and everything that comes with it. Let's get into the conversation. Hello, everybody. I am here with Nico, Alex's fantastic husband.
Hello.
So Nico's going to talk to us today about his side of the fertility and pregnancy loss journey. So thank you for joining. I reckon we just jump straight into it, which is like, when did you first realize that having a child or getting pregnant wasn't going to be as simple as kind of what most people expect it to be?
Probably with our first one, Ollie. He's almost 3 now. So we were trying with him. It seemed difficult. It seemed like there's a few issues. We did everything that we need to do, tests. I did a sperm test. Alex had her tests as well. And yeah, we're getting to the point where Alex was always really concerned about it. So we actually booked in to see a specialist. And just luckily enough, the day before we were meant to see the specialist, she found out she was pregnant with Ollie.
Yeah.
And that just it was just a relief. It was really good, actually. And then moving forward, I guess with what we've been through now, I think I was a bit naive thinking the same thing could just happen again. But it didn't. So, and this is where we are.
And how much did you know about like the fertility process before you and Alex like officially decided to start having children? Because obviously she's spoken about the fact that she had always known that she was going to have to do some things possibly in order to get pregnant. I'm like, was that on your radar?
Yeah, it was. So she took supplements and things like that at the start. But moving forward, like talking about IVF, no, I didn't. I had no real idea about any of it. I'd had friends that have gone through it, but you don't know. You can't fully understand it till you go through it.
What were some of the things that you kind of learnt through the process?
I guess just the timeline, and then like the process as well. So, first we tried timed intercourse, it's called. So where she takes supplements and and injections before going into IVF. And that was, it goes through, you got to go through a cycle. So it's each cycle. It's just time. You don't realize how long it actually takes. And then you do months of that and then you go, okay, it's not really working. Or do you hold on and keep going? So there's always a bit of a discussion about that, whether we keep pushing through and keep trying to do it naturally, or because it was there, like all the signs were right, but it didn't happen. And then we went through IVF. Yeah, it's just all the injections she had to do, everything she put her body to, a lot of stuff she put her body to get there, and you don't realize that. You don't understand it until you're in it and you're watching every morning, you're doing injections with these huge needles.
How was that experience for you, like watching her go through it? And then what was it like for you specifically?
It was difficult because it's something that you can clearly tell you don't want to be doing that. It's not nice to be. There was a portion of it that I had to make up because she found it hard because you have to break a glass vial and mix it into another. This is a process every single day. You see her, she'd try and get a bit of skin and then just with these needles, and I'm just trying to encourage her. You can do it. Go, just push it in. And it's really difficult to watch. And just watching the person that you love she's exhausted. She's doing everything she can and just mentally and physically drained. Watching it is really hard.
Was there any kind of because there was obviously so many steps through the process, was there anything in particular that you wish you had some more information about or that you were mentally prepared for throughout the whole journey?
yeah, looking back at it mentally, I wish I was there more for her because I didn't quite understand it. I didn't know what to say. You don't want to say the wrong thing. So it's really hard. And she takes all the mental load, essentially. Yeah, looking back at it, things I would do differently. I would try and take more of the mental load and try harder in that respect.
I think Alex had a really intense longing to be a mum and then to have another kid. I think that was her story is all around that. She always wanted that. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was always just a debate whether we wanted 2 or 3, but I always wanted kids. I'd happily have 3, I think. Wait till the second one comes and then on to that.
Yes, how are you feeling about baby number 2?
Yeah, very excited. No, it's good. Ollie's at a really good age now, so you can talk with him and negotiate. He's a lot easier to deal with. And I'm looking forward to it. Should be really good.
So you were able to conceive for your second child through IVF, and you'd gone through the ovulation induction process as well.
Yeah.
Did you feel like any pressure yourself, like on kind of your contribution or part to the ovulation induction or kind of the IVF process? And what did that felt like to be a man kind of sitting on the other side of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she ovulates, takes the injection, you have to have sex. It's got to be these 3 days or 4 days. And exactly, it gets to a point where you're like, it's hard work. As much as you think every man, that's their dream, right? But it's the pressure up on it. You have to do it. If you miss a day, that could have been the one type thing. So there's actually a fair bit of pressure around it, which I found difficult. And then into the IVF, like I said, Alex took a lot of the physical and mental load of that. There's not a great deal I could do, my part, but yeah, just being there for her. But it's got a bit of a surreal process. So you've got to provide a semen sample and then they make embryos. Like there's a bit of a process behind it. It's all a bit strange. It's not something you've ever done before. So you're like, this is really weird. Yeah, I remember going to the hospital and the doctors and dropping me off. And I was like, okay, I'll see you soon.
I guess on the female side, you're getting like prodded, whereas you have to like give.
Yeah, exactly. Because we live close enough, I could do it at home. So, too much information.
Did you have any other friends going through this? And was there anyone you sought advice from?
Yeah, I have had friends go through it, but no, not really. I sort of just took it all on myself and thought I'd be right. It's just watching your partner go through it all. That's the hardest part. Doing my stuff was fine. It's sometimes uncomfortable, but you just do it.
So you, Alex, kind of shared the story of your pregnancy loss in the last episode, but how was that for you?
So that was really hard, especially when we were doing the ovulation induction. And it was always, I sort of always pushed her a bit more than rather go straight into IVF because she was timing. She's like, let's just do IVF. And I sort of convinced her, no, let's do another round. Let's try and do it naturally. And we got it. We're on our way down the coast and it was amazing. She got the news and she's like, I thought so. And it was just really exciting. Just watching her, you could just see how relieved she was. It was really nice. And then it was about a week and it was gone. Really hard to watch because now you're back to square one and it was just difficult.
Why did you think that? Why were you kind of advocating to continue with ovulation induction?
Because we've been pregnant before and I was like, we can do this. You know, if instead of IVF, let's do it naturally. We can do it naturally. Yeah, and it just felt right to me to obviously do it naturally. But it got to a point where it was just too stressful for her, for me. And I could see it. She just had enough and she said, let's do IVF. And yep, that's where I was like, okay, done.
Yeah, which I understand, like people want to avoid kind of going down the IVF route. Nothing's guaranteed. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of additional kind of hormones and therapy. But if you were kind of to go down that route again, would you jump straight to IVF or would you go back and like give it another go from like your perspective?
Yeah, for me, I don't know. It's difficult because I guess it comes down to how long it takes and how much you can put yourself through, how much stress. It comes down to that. So I guess I would try again, but I'd do it sooner. I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing. You can look and go, well, that didn't work. We did IVF and it works like that. So we should have just done IVF from the start. But you don't know these things. So you just try. I mean, saying that, we've got 8 embryos, I think. We probably just do IVF again because it just seems like it'd just be better for everyone, I think. It's less stress on Alex as soon as we did the IVF process and obviously coming out the other end. And then learning you insemination, then you get pregnant, and that was all just great from then on, kind of thing. So if you can just cut out, because I think I can't remember exactly. We did population induction for 6 months, I think, something like that. So it's a long time.
It's a lot of waiting.
Exactly. A lot of waiting and just like getting pregnant once, but you just don't know. They tell you these statistics of there's a 30 to 40% chance. Okay, that's pretty good.
When you like lost your baby, that was obviously like really hard on Alex. Do you feel like you were able to like process and grieve that too? Or did you just kind of go into like care for?
I don't think I did really process it that much. I mean, it was upsetting, but I sort of just try to be there for Alex, and I guess in a way you just have to try and move on and just try and get to the final goal.
That's something that she said quite a bit is like just keep going.
Yeah.
That it felt like a bit of like the mindset that she's kind of had through this. Would you say that?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. So like I said, 6 months of ovulation induction, and then obviously IVF. The whole time it felt like keep going, just keep going, don't give up, and just try and get to the final goal.
Is there anything you wish like you knew or that more people knew about pregnancy loss from the partner's side?
Yeah, I guess it's upsetting from my perspective. It's harder, but it's also, I guess, not as intense as being a mother and losing it. I mean, I don't know how that'd feel. I can only imagine it'd be really hard. So I guess I don't really know how to process it, or what. It's one of those things where something happens and you just don't really know what to do or what to say or how to feel. And then you just, I don't know, you just push through and get going.
I assume you've kind of been quite involved in like keeping Ollie into an esteem over the last wee while.
Yeah.
Like through that period, did you feel like you focused on Ollie or took a step forward and kind of?
Yeah, it's definitely, he's pretty easy to manage. So I didn't feel like I was doing more. It was sort of strange. Even the injection she was doing in the morning, he could see it as well. And he was watching all of this stuff. So he lived through it. He's doing as much as possible, just trying to take some mental load. But like I said, I think hindsight, I could definitely have taken more mental load as well. You know, there's also things outside of this as well that take a lot of mental load as well. So it's really difficult to try and juggle everything.
Yeah, for sure. How have the emotional highs and lows been over the last couple of years? Any in particular moments or experiences?
I mean, the highs are great, absolutely great. That's awesome. There's days where you sit back and Holly swim in a pool and you're on vacation. It's awesome. And Alex is pregnant. We were just away and it was awesome. You just sit back and go, this is perfect. But then it takes a lot to get there and a lot of lows. Alex asking me to be there more mentally for her because it's just draining. You can just see it's draining. So the lows are really hard. Anyone going through it, I would say just don't give up. It's super hard. You don't understand it. You can't really explain it until you're in it and you live in it. Then you go, okay, this is what it is. This is hard.
When you say like more support, what are some like specific things?
Like anything. I don't know, book her a massage one day kind of thing, or clean up more around the house, or take Ollie, give her a weekend away or something like that. You know what I mean? Like just try and take more load. Just in general chores. Being home a bit more too. I guess working, I've doing a lot of hours at work as well. Like I said, it's really hard to juggle. So going through it again, I could probably take less at work and more home so I can do more around here. It's just little things that take load off.
And how's it kind of changed or impacted you and Alex's relationship, this whole process?
I think it's definitely made us stronger. We understand each other very well now. Yeah, it's definitely strengthened us because I feel like with everything, if you can make it through the lowest points, you can, you can make it through anything. Yeah. And the highest points are just great. We've got a really good relationship and we tell each other everything we always have. Yeah.
Some of those couples that I'm always looking at, I'm like, they're so fun, always doing activities, always out and about, always enjoying each other's company. I think that's like something I like, whether it's like a bike ride on the weekend with like Ollie, or whether it's like out for breakfast, or whether it's just like chilling. I feel like you guys enjoy being around each other.
We do. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. We've always done everything together. So it's good. Like I said, I think it's just made us stronger. As hard as it was. Yeah.
Is there anything aside from, supporting and taking kind of more of the mental load, is there anything that you would want to share with other like dads or men kind of going through infertility, secondary infertility, pregnancy loss, IVF, like any of those? Is there anything specifically like, I just wish someone had told me this part?
Yeah, I guess you can tell someone how hard it is, but you don't know until you do it. It's like anything. I do wish that I had have probably reached out to more people. Like I said, I've had friends that have gone through it, and we sort of talked about it briefly, but there's nothing really in depth about it. Which, hindsight, maybe it would have been good to talk with someone in depth about it and how hard it actually is and watch it. And then also little triggers like, I'm just thinking that could have then triggered me to be like, okay, try and do more, try and just do more of everything. And then that way you're there showing your presence and making sure that like the stress levels are a little bit lower for them. So yeah, I do wish I had have reached out to someone, talked about how hard it was, because you don't realize it, then turn around and go, okay, how do I make it a little bit easier for my partner, because they're going through all the stress and pressure is on them.
Is there anything Alex did when she was going through like hormones that you were like, that's batshit crazy? I love you with that batshit crazy. She eating like 12 tubs of ice cream.
No, she usually handles pretty well. It's usually she's got a short fuse. I'm like, oh, okay, she's pretty stressed at the moment, but no, she never does anything too crazy.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Or eat anything. No, everything's pretty standard.
I think when you're in the thick of it though, like it is easy in hindsight to say like, I could have done more or whatever. But when you're in the thick of a really hard time, it's like everyone's human, and like it's okay that people show up and do like the best that they can. And I think like from the sounds of Alex's story and just from other friends who've gone through this, I think the couples that do the best are the ones that are just like really like gentle with each other and compassionate to maybe the highs and the lows, and kind of understanding that not everyone's going to have an amazing day every single day.
That's it, yeah. And it's also not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say, especially from my perspective. You can't understand what they're going through. There was literally days there I didn't know what to do, what to say. And I just kept just doing everything I could just so the wheels don't fall off and you don't break down. You just wake up every morning, get Ollie ready, go to work, come home, and then you just keep pushing through, because, you don't know. There's times where it does get pretty hard, pretty low, and you sort of feel a bit useless. But then, like I said, as long as you keep pushing through it, the good times will come.
Love that. Before we wrap up, would you like to share a couple of words on what Alex means to you and your favourite things about her, or why you're most proud of her, or just anything, so she can look back at this later?
No, I'm very proud of her. She's very inspirational. I think I draw all my inspiration from her, to be honest. She's a doer. You could probably see that too. If there's something she wants or there's something that needs to be done, she's a doer. She'll just get up and do it. And she doesn't care what people think, which is inspiring, because I've always been a little bit conscious about what people think, and you're not too sure. But she seems like she's got ridiculous amount of confidence, because she'll just get up and do it. She doesn't care. She's very inspirational. Even so, in this podcast, she just knew. She's like, I want to do this, and she just does it. She's amazing. We spend all our time together. She's my best friend. She's everything to me. And we've got a little family. It's amazing. Literally Wonder Woman. And she's kind-hearted, and she'll do anything for her friends as well. She'll race around to her. She's so much better with her friends than I am. She just takes time for people. She gives people their time, and that's a big thing, especially when everyone's busy, everyone's got stuff to do, everyone's got families. Giving someone your time is everything, I think, and she'll give her friends the time any day of the week. She'll be there for anyone. So, yeah, look, she's a great friend. She's a great partner. She's excellent at what she does.
The time thing's so awesome. Like, even just seeing how much she's been dedicating to this podcast. She's got, 7 people lined up to
Yeah.
be interviewed like this month. So I'm like, it's a lovely way for her to extend like her experience with like the masses. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Rosie, for coming in.
We'll wrap it up here, but I hope you enjoyed chatting with Neko, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
This has been The Space Between Two Lines. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and register on our website to share your story. The link is in the bio. Until next time.